Again today with some back soreness. Kobe Rogers, his teammate, a key reserve for Pat Kelsey, also out in concussion protocol. Your officials this afternoon, Tony Henderson, Tommy Morrissey, and Tony Chiriaza. And in the road maroon uniforms, the Grizz control the opening tip.
Yeah, one thing Louisville wanted to stress, they wanted to take the pop out of Montana's offense. So just watch, and they're going to be up into the pass, up into their lanes, and just make it real difficult.
Freshman Kenyon Owino misses the first shot of the game. Good D by the Cards. Here's Ryan Conwell, season against Tennessee.
Yeah, Adrian Woolley had 19 points for the game, and you know, talk about make a statement, to have confidence to be put in new situations.
Here's Frew with the dish to Javon Headley to open the scoring.
So what Montana's going to have to do, they got to keep Louisville out of the paint. When they get into the paint, they just have too many weapons and too many options.
Here's Money. He is a bucket, but he turns it over there. Here's Woolley with the ball. They swing it around. They love the three ball, and they're off the mark on their first one. This is a team that some people might say, Mac, lives by the three and dies by the three. In their wins, they're unbelievable. In the two losses, they're not.
Yeah, so, you know, they shoot a lot of threes. So after talking with Pat Kelsey, yes, they're shooting a lot of threes, but really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get to the paint. So when you get to the paint, the defense collapses, and hey, they got 40-point shooters thrown all around them. They kick it out and they let them fly. So they're shooting kind of heavy now. As the season continues, they might adjust that.
Here's Conwell taking it to the cup, and he turns it over. Good defense by Montana. Here's Tyler Thompson, 4 in maroon. Now Money's being guarded by the lone big man on the floor, Sananda Frew. They don't get it back to him. Here's a three from the wing, and it's in and out from Tyler Isaac.
So what Travis Secure said is that they're going to have to be patient and grind out and find good shots. That was a good, patient offensive set on Montana. Tyler got a good look. It just didn't go in.
Here's Hadley from the wing. Off the mark, and a little bit of a chilly start for the Cards' three-point shooting.
And another point that Travis Secure wanted to make is that, hey, look, these guys can put it up, but we got to make sure that we make their threes difficult and make them contested.
They shoot about 35 threes a game, and there's the freshman Owino, 3 straight Player of the Year awards coming out of high school in New Mexico.
I really like that kid, man. He's a freshman, but he's playing above his years. Really solid in the post, great footwork, great touch around the basket, can go right or left.
The lob from Woolley to Frew.
And another point of contention, as you mentioned about the threes, Frew only had 3 attempts last game, and Pat Kelsey didn't like that, so a point of emphasis today was to try and get more touches in the post.
Yeah, just 4 points for Frew in that loss in Knoxville. There's another 3 attempt by Thompson, off the mark. Montana, for their part, loves shooting threes as well. McNeely out of bounds. That's a turnover for the Cards.
So a point of contention, you have some three-point shooters, you're going to draw a lot of attention. That's going to leave the post open. When you have an athletic big like Frew, you got to use them.
Spoken like someone who knows about athletic bigs.
I might have, hey, back in the day, I might have, got up a time or two.
Just about 20 years ago, Emeka Okafor and the Yukon Huskies won a national championship.
You can just say many years ago, you don't just say 20.
Here's a Grizz turnover. Cards looking to capitalize. So an early 4-2 lead.
The Grizzlies have to take care of the ball because of things like that. Louisville is very elite at turning defense into offense and capitalizing on turnovers, and Montana just can't gift. I know it's Christmas season, but they can't gift wrap. They can't gift wrap things like that.
There's Tyler Thompson with an answer from 3. The first 3 of the game for the Grizz. That previous 3 by Ian McNeely, a great sign for the Cards. He was 1 for 10 from 3 in his last 2 coming in.
And you know, it's a law of averages when it comes to threes. McNeely's a career 40+% shooter, so it's only a matter of time before he starts knocking them down again.
Louisville coming in, ranked 11th in the country, 2 losses, both to top 25 teams. The last time they played, they took it on the chin in Knoxville against Rick Barnes in number 20 Tennessee. Pat Kelsey held what he described minutes against Tennessee, but here he is helping the cause for the Cards.
Yeah, he's battling back from the injury in ACL. Hey, that's an athlete we've all been there.
Khalifa with the steal. McNeely thought about the transition 3. Inside Khalifa, he's like an offensive hub when he's on the floor. Now Khalifa for 3. Too strong off the back iron. Here's the freshman Owino working on the bigger Khalifa. And they force the turnover. No numbers for Louisville, but Headley doesn't care.
I like Headley's game. He just kind of does a little bit of everything. Money, his shot is money. Everything about him is money. He's had 3 30-point games. He can get him up in a hurry. And, you know, his usage rate at 35.5% is actually the highest in the country.
That ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Louisville basketball. When you talk about Money Williams, it's funny. Travis DeCuire, their head coach, who has been so successful at Montana, said sometimes our best offenses give him the ball and get out of the way because he's such a great creator.
He's just a magician around the rim, and he's looking to get his teammates going. You know, in terms of assists, total assists, he's had 73 so far, and that's best. I mean, that's good for 12th in the nation. So not only he's a bucket getter, he's a facilitator as well.
There's Tyler Isaac, like he was shot out of a cannon, goes right 3, but we just saw him drive to the rim and get a couple of free throws. So now Montana still within 2, nearly 8 minutes gone by in the first half. Looking for what would be a monumental upset of the 11th ranked Cards. But Javon Headley has something to say about it. Headley has an early 7 points, and the Cards lead is up to 5.
And that's why you got to keep them out the paint. Once they get to the paint, those shooters, they can light it up.
And all of a sudden, the threes are starting to fall for the Cards. They're 3 for 8 in the early going. They're 3rd in the nation in three-pointers made. They're 4th in the country in three-pointers attempted. And even Javon Headley, who qualifies as a big for Pat Kelsey, has shown that he could stroke it from distance as well.
He can put it down. He can put him up. He's more selective in it, which he's shooting at a pretty high, 40-plus clip, but just more firepower for them.
Good defense by Ryan Conwell on Money Williams. The 2 stars we touched on at the top of this telecast. He averages 13.6 a game in the second half, only 5.6 in the first. Nice lead for Frew. It goes off his hands and out of bounds. And look at this. The entire Grizzlies 5 goes over to help up one of their teammates.
And you talking about coming in to make an impact. I believe Kepley's the one who blocked Conwell, and he's the one diving off of loose balls. I haven't seen him play. His playing is a little bit inconsistent, but if you want to instill confidence in your coach, do what this young man's doing.
The inbounds, McNeely. Off the mark, but the follow by Frew. And one thing that Pat Kelsey reiterated it to his team as the CRO, Mac, was rebounding is #1 on our list.
They especially wanted to crash the offensive glass. Got to take care of the glass.
That shot off the mark, but the follow and the foul follows his dance moves. This young fan getting into the Christmas spirit here inside the Yum Center.
You got to stay loose, man. You got to stay loose.
Rich Hollenberg and Mecca Okafor. Happy holidays, everybody. Here's a lob from Conwell to Frew for 2.
So some bigs are horizontal spacers, meaning that they can shoot the 3 and space the floor horizontally. Mr. Frew, Sonny Frew there, is a vertical spacer in which he puts pressure on the rim vertically, as you guys just saw.
The big man from Berlin sending it down. He has 6. Here's Thompson. And now it's Kepler. Leans in, can't hit the one off the window, and Conwell brings it up for the Cards. Lefty three, no good from Woolley, out of bounds. It'll be Montana basketball.
So what makes Louisville's offense so deadly is that they have players around the perimeter who can stretch the rim horizontally, but then you have that lob threat. So you're constantly putting the defense in a bind of what to take away.
Here's Money. The left-hander goes to the left coastal ride for him of emotions. You can only imagine what he's been going through, but he has responded, and he is back for his junior season and playing as well as anybody in the country. Frew, spin cycle for the big man.
See, as a big, when you get a bunch of easy buckets, like he got a couple of good dunks, it warms you up, and it allows you to have the confidence to make a move like that.
5-point lead for Louisville, their largest of the afternoon against the Montana Grizzlies. A number of reserves on the floor for Travis DeCure, keeping the team in the game, but a turnover here. Conwell, McNeely. And it's going to
player, but it's a great person. He's elected team captain, a real big member of establishing culture, which is, if you want to win a team, you have to have culture.
So Conwell asked to carry even more of the offensive load than he's done so far this season with those two out. Kenai Roots off the mark. Offensive rebound by Frew. Frew has answered the call. So here's Louisville, 5-point lead, their largest of the afternoon. They go back inside to Frew out of the timeout, and he responds again. Double digits for Sananda Frew.
Louisville's game plan of going inside, you can just see it. Sananda Frew is responding.
Here's Money. And he gives it away, and he's slow to get up. On the other end, Roots. And one opportunity. Roots can't complete the three-point play. It's going to be Montana basketball in a little bit of a danger zone right now. Things starting to tilt the way of the Cards. Here's Thompson. Now Money Williams. What a matchup this is. Conwell on Williams. Thompson from the wing. No. Weak side rebound to Hadley. Conwell, step back, three. Off to the right. Loose ball, who wants it? Grizz got it. And now, just 3 for 12 from three for the Louisville Cardinals.
After the 23 and 12-point performance, they got to get him going.
Here's Sawyer with the ball, 32 in maroon. Coming off a career game last time out, despite a loss by Montana to an NAIA school, Montana Tech. There's Hicks, pretty drive, but he can't get it to drop. And Conwell controls for the Cards. Now Hadley working on the smaller Connor Dick. Roots for three, way off the mark.
And that helps out Montana. Roots, he's a very athletic player, hasn't quite found his stroke from the three, so if you have to give something up, you let him shoot that all day.
Those are the tough threes that Coach DeCure was telling his team they needed. Here's Isaac. High off the window, no good. Good defense by the Cards. Conwell. Crowd wanted a foul, no whistle came.
Montana's really hustling on defense. They're making it tough.
Conwell, lefty three. Again, he's off the mark. Zoo with the rebound, and he lost it, and no whistle again. They're letting them play inside the Yum Center. From the free throw strike to bring Montana to within 8. Here's Kason Pryor, 7 in white. And we have go to the bench.
And we were talking yesterday with Coach DeCure, and he says, hey, you know, I just want to get my guys to execute the game plan. And so far, it looks like they're within earshot, just 8 points, but it looks like they're executing just fine.
Williams thought about the three. A willing passer and an electric scorer is Money Williams, but he has no field goals so far this afternoon.
Oh.
Owino gets it line, but it looked good there. Owino has 5. Montana back to within 5. That kid's a winner. 4 straight state titles in New Mexico. Here's McNeely. Imac to the rim. Well, so much for the Star Watch. Money Williams, no field goals. Ryan Conwell, 0 for 6 from the field so far.
So does that count as a broadcaster's jinx?
No, it does not, Emeka. I know you're new to this, but broadcaster's jinx do not exist.
Okay.
At least not in my book.
Okay. I'll wipe the sweat off my brow.
We're going to come out of this game undefeated, bro.
There we go.
There's another turnover by the Grizz. Their 9th so far this afternoon. So we're under 4 minutes to go. It's been an entertaining first half. Montana has hung around with 11th ranked Louisville.
And their Achilles heel has been turnovers as Louisville just turned it over.
Here's Dick at the other end. Circus layup, no good, and no whistle call.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just bring it out. It's 1-on-3.
Deep 3 by McNeely.
Yeah. So sometimes the best shot is the shot you don't take. He tried to force it, and now
another turnover.
Paying for on the back end.
And a missed 3 by Pryor. Woolley tries to follow. Williams hits a sniper from beyond the arc. And he's showing it so far this afternoon. 3 for 4 from downtown for Isaac McNeely. Two and a half to go in the first half as Louisville looks to extend the lead. First time off the bench in 40 games, and he responded. Louisville in the midst of a 10-0 run now. Here's Owino. Off the mark. Offensive rebound, Grizz. Ten on the timer. And they stepped out of bounds. That Louisville defense extending beyond the three-point arc.
It's extending, and you know, even though Money isn't in the game, that just him being out there just helps their offense run a little bit more smoothly. So them being down 15 and him out the game is going to be a little tough for them to score.
And the turnover is mounting for the Grizzlies as Louisville turns it over again. They're 8th in the first half. Nice steal by Conwell playing up the line. And he takes it himself for 2. And a three-point play.
Around the rim. And for a shooter whose shot isn't going in right now, the best way to get yourself going, hey, a good, easy bucket at the rim, follows with a free throw.
He is a 41% three-point shooter, but so far he's been off the mark from deep. If you are, take it to the hole, son, and he did. Completes the three-point play, and the lead has ballooned to 18 now for Louisville. Ryan Conwell coming off a 22-point effort at Tennessee, but he was only 4 for 13 from the field. And now McNeely snares the rebound into the hands of Conwell. The 3 still won't fall. Frew gets the garbage bucket. 12 today already against Montana. The lead is 20. For Louisville, coming up on 1 minute to go. Nice shot fake by Kepler. Brooklyn Hicks, 3 in maroon, has been quiet today. Kepler might have gotten away with one there, at least the crowd thought so. Hicks off the mark, and a gang of Cardinals grab the rebound. Now 40 seconds to go, about 13-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. After a slow start, it has been an avalanche for the Louisville Cardinals. Pat Kelsey has a use it or lose it timeout with 28 seconds left. We'll step aside for 30. Come on back. At Arkansas, against Indiana, Memphis, and then at Tennessee.
Yeah, if you have championship aspirations, you have to test yourself. You know, these tough games will stress the system. You find out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you can hang your hat on, and you can make adjustments.
Khalifa, the lob to Frew, big passing. Ali Khalifa with his third dime of the afternoon, and Sananda Frew leads all scorers with 14 now. And a three at Ville. Louisville is 30-3 with a lead at the half. They start ball with possession. Here's Hadley. Now Conwell, who was quiet in the first half, just 3 points and 0 for 6 from 3. Adrian Woolley had it knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Louisville ball, but only 8 ticks on the timer.
Yeah, I actually think that the ball actually went off of Louisville. Coach may want to consider a challenge, but
too late. Here's Conwell. Now he's 0 for 7 from 3.
So the one thing Montana has going for them is that they are a second half team. They've scored about 10 points more than the second half than the first half. So they're going to need every single bit of that to get back in this game.
Here's Sawyer, harassed and hounded, lost it. But Isaac got it back, and Tyler Isaac has his first field goal of the game. They're going to need something from Tajon Sawyer, 32 in maroon. He was scoreless and held with 3 fouls in the first half. And they go right over the top of Sawyer that time. Another alley-oop to Sananda Frew.
Sananda Frew is having himself a game, and as a big, especially coming off of last game only getting 3 shots, it's so important to get your rhythm so it can carry you through the next few games and just keep on building.
Sananda Frew already has a season high, 16. Here's Thompson from the wing. Tyler Thompson has his 3rd triple of the game.
Montana off to a good start offensively, so let's hopefully they can keep it up.
Hadley doesn't have an answer, and Money Williams comes up with the rebound, but Woolley strips it away, wide open. McNeely can't cash it in. Offensive rebound to Frew. Conwell still can't find the bottom of the bucket. 50-50 ball. Home at Dahlberg Arena in Missoula, but they've lost 4 home games already this year. Preseason #1 in the Big Sky Conference. Grizz trail by 19 now. And here's Money Williams averaging over 19 a game, and he's a second half star. Spin move, Owino off the mark, and Frew clears for the Cards. Sananda Frew with 16 points and 6 rebounds. 0.6 in the second half. Coach DeCure gives him a rest with those 2 fouls. Final non-conference game for both of these clubs before the Christmas break, and then conference play begins. Hadley. Spin move, pretty scoop shot from Javon Hadley with 9.
So when you have that big of a mismatch, you got to send another body. You have to. You can't leave Connor down there by himself.
Dick on the wing, locks the hands, and it's going to be another Montana turnover, their 14th.
So here it's just all sides. Advantage is clearly Javon. So someone needs to come there, start digging, or maybe come baseline for a double and just get the ball out of his hands.
Check that, 15 turnovers now for the Montana Grizzly, and the Cards have cashed in to the tune of 12 points off those turnovers. Here's Frew, he's been a star today. And now Conwell, who struggled. saved by McNeely. Who wants it? Isaac with the tap ahead to himself and the lay-in.
That right there is an extra effort play, and they will need plenty more of those.
Khalifa, another dime from the big man, the Egyptian magician, showing why he earned that nickname. Ali Khalifa, the 7-footer, now has 4 assists. Sawyer blocked by Frew. Louisville running and finishing. Sananda Frew living at the rim and above the rim.
This game is going to just do wonders for not only him, but his teammates. Because the more proficient he is down low, the more threat he is, he's just going to open up space for the perimeter shooters.
The lead is 23, and Louisville is threatening to blow it wide open. That one off the mark by Isaac. And remember, Louisville doing this without the help of fabulous freshman Michael Brown. There's another assist from Ali Khalifa to Javon Headley. So Hadley in double digits with 11. Frew leading the way with 18. No Michael Brown, no Kobe Rogers for Pat Kelsey's Cards. No problem today against the Grizz. In and out, big rebound by Dick. Kepley off to Sawyer, off the mark. Here's Khalifa. Tried to thread the needle, it got picked off. And nice tap away by Conwell with the steal. How about this Cards defense? 9 steals already this afternoon. Now Khalifa in the low post. He still wants to pass it, and he does! Another beauty of a dime dropped by Ali Khalifa to Javon Hadley.
I really like Ali's dime game. He is just, he earns that magician nickname through and through.
Ali Khalifa lost 50 pounds during this last medical redshirt year. Free throws, and Trey Taylor checks back in for Coach DeCure.
Getting a little press, trying to mix it up a little bit. DeCure talked about switching up coverages a little bit.
Now Brooklyn Hicks with the task of guarding Ryan Conwell. Here's Kason Pryor. Splits the defense up and in.
Pryor taking it straight to the rim again. Priority of inside games. Getting the inside game established and getting the bigs going.
Eight on the timer for Montana. Here's Kepley. Nice dribble drive by Tyler Kepley. Check that Grant Kepley. Here's Khalifa. Almost had another.
And Mikel being a freshman, his ability to handle the ball in transition, his ability to attack the rim, it just adds more firepower to their already pretty full arsenal.
Interesting, in the year of the transfer portal, this has really been the year of the freshmen so far, at least in the non-conference.
Yeah, so with the transfer portal, a lot of teams have just been wanting to get older, and as a result, freshmen have been getting the short end of the stick.
He hasn't even started shooting the ball out that well.
Yes, it's a very, very talented group. I'm very excited to see how it plays out in the ACC. These kids can ball.
And those are just ACC freshmen. How about Darren Peterson for the Kansas Jayhawks, Cole Pete, and here's, keep your eye on Money Williams, because a lot of NBA front offices are looking long and hard in the direction of Missoula, Montana, having some conversations with Travis DeCure about him.
You know, not anybody can just get 30 points in a game, much less back-to-back. This kid is a talented scorer, and he definitely deserves a good look.
Here's Money for 3 off the mark. Still no field goals so far for Money Williams. Just 4 points today. Nice pass. And Kason Pryor cashes it in. The assist to Conwell, the bucket to Pryor. And now 11th ranked Louisville has extended their lead to 27. They led by 22 at the break.
Yeah, Montana has to keep the energy up and keep fighting. You always have to get better. You know, that 0-0 mentality doesn't necessarily only matter when you're winning, but also when you're losing.
Nice take by Brooklyn Hicks, his first 2 of the game. And the
kind of fill in the gaps of what I didn't realize was going on, as well as see how, you know, the modern game is played today.
And it's very nice of Pat Kelsey to do you the favor of featuring his big man while our big man is calling the game. Sananda Fruit with the ball, leading all scorers with 18 points.
And more impressively, he's 9 for 9. Hasn't missed a shot yet.
Yeah, he's working on a possible all-time Louisville record in terms of field goal. There's Tyler Thompson with another 3. Tyler Thompson has 4 triples. Conwell finally sees one hit the bottom of the basket. Ryan Conwell with 8, his first 3 of the game, 1 for 9 from that department.
Talking about 0-0 mentality. Ruth picked up the ball, you know, 3-quarter court. They're not letting up.
That was Clifford Rozier who did it all the way back in 1993 against Eastern Kentucky. So if they keep getting Sonny through the ball, he might have history on his side.
Oh, Pat Kelsey is a real big on teams being player-led. If you notice, on every dead ball, they huddle up. They huddle up, have a quick powwow before going into their next action. That's great for camaraderie and just keeping focused and being aware of what's going on.
Here's McNeely for Frew. Had that one blocked by Sawyer.
So I think that counts as a broadcasting juice, I think.
Hicks way off the mark, and Kenai Roots grabs the rebound and brings it up himself. Conwell, catch and release, and he saw one go down. Now it's 2 in a row for Ryan Conwell.
You know, as I mentioned earlier, shooter, you have to have a short memory. It's all about the shot right now. You believe you can make every single shot, and you got to walk into it and just let it fly.
Tipped away by Hadley. Cars in transition. Here's Frew. Spins between 2 defenders and lost the handle. Still haven't seen Money Williams as advertised. Bottled up and bothered all afternoon by this Cards defense.
And to be fair, he did hurt his wrist last game, so he's not 100%. When he's not playing, his bandage, so he is bandaged up now. So he fell on it last game, so that's his shooting hand. So that could be playing a big factor.
Kenai Roots for 3. Now Khalifa and Woolley at the scorers table set to check back in for Pat Kelsey, and they will after that turnover.
Grant Kepley's definitely made a case to just lobby. He's lobbied himself for more minutes going into the future.
He's 10x'd his scoring average. Averages under 2 a game. He's got 10 today. Conwell, tough 2, no good. But it's going to stay Louisville ball. 17 ticks on the shot clock. So let's widen the lens a little bit, my friend. ACC play is coming up in a few days. Duke right now looks like the clear favorite. They were preseason #1, but Louisville was preseason #2. How do you think it stacks up going into conference play?
I think that's an accurate portrayal of the ACC landscape. Duke, I mean, how can you doubt them right now? They just, you know, not only are they undefeated, but they're just being bullies out there. And Louisville, they're a very intriguing team. You know, they're super deep. They can get you a lot of different ways. But Louisville is not necessarily taking, you know, one or two guys away. You got to just take away. You got to just make scoring difficult. And I think once everybody buys into their strength,